Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It's November 28th, 2022, and the boxing legend Canelo Alvarez has threatened Lionel Messi. Also, more sources are now confirming that Sergio Busquets will be leaving the club at the end of the season, and Barcelona's president Joan Laporta has confirmed Barcelona's financial troubles. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello, everyone. My name is Mo. Welcome to the channel. As I mentioned yesterday, I'm currently outside the country, so I'm away from all of my computer and my equipment. Therefore, I will be doing these videos live every day until I go back home. And this video will have no editing, so please bear with me as I bring you all the updates from Barca. As I didn't want to not make any videos this whole week while I'm outside the country, I still wanted to bring you all the news, and this is the only way I could do it because I could only carry my camera with me. So here we go. Now we'll begin with the news that Rafinha today became the third Barcelona player to qualify to the round of 16 after Brazil defeated Switzerland. And with that, Brazil have won their first two matches in the World Cup, and they now have 6 points. So they have automatically qualified to the round of 16. Just like earlier, both Jules Koundé and Dembélé qualified to the round of 16 with France. Now, Uruguay today lost against Portugal, so they are in a very precarious situation. They have only collected 1 point so far with their draw in the first match. Now, Uruguay is not completely outside the World Cup. However, they will have to win the next match and depend on some results to see whether they'll be able to qualify to the round of 16 along with Ronald Araujo. Now, tomorrow, the third round of the group matches will begin in the World Cup. And after that, we'll know for sure the 16 teams that will get to move to the round of 16s, and we'll get to see what Barcelona players will get to participate in the knockout stages of the World Cup. Now, on to the news, the big news of today, and it's that the boxing legend Canelo Alvarez has threatened Lionel Messi over a viral video that has gone all around the world and seen by many. That video shows the Argentinian locker room after Argentina defeated Mexico 2-0. And in that video, all the players are jumping up and down. They're singing songs. They're celebrating their victory. And on the floor, there seems to be a Mexican jersey. And that Mexican jersey is right in front where Lionel Messi is standing. And Lionel Messi is jumping up and down. He's singing. He's happy. Then he sits down. He goes to take off his boot. He kind of stretches his leg out to take off his boot. And in doing so, he accidentally kicks the Mexican jersey. This video went all around the world. First, people didn't even really pay attention to that until Canelo Alvarez, the boxing legend, tweeted today 3 tweets about that. And in those tweets, he's accusing Lionel Messi that he is supposedly stepping on the Mexican jersey, that he's cleaning the floor with the Mexican jersey, and that he's disrespecting the Mexican jersey and the Mexican flag. And Canelo Alvarez said that he threatened Messi that, he kind of said like, that Messi should pray to God that Canelo Alvarez doesn't see him in person, implying that if Canelo Alvarez does see Messi in person, that he will beat him up because of his disrespect to the Mexican jersey. Now, I have posted the video in my shorts section, so you can go and check it out and see exactly what happened in that locker room. I personally don't think there was anything out of it. I think it's being blown completely out of proportion. It shows Messi just taking off his boots, and yes, there is a Mexican jersey on the floor, and it seems that Messi accidentally kicks that jersey. That he's not doing this on purpose. He's not trying to step on the jersey. He's not trying to clean the floor with the jersey like Canelo Alvarez's suggestion. I think it's a little bit silly, to be honest. But I would like to hear your opinion. So please drop a comment down below. Go watch the video and let me know, what do you think? Do you think Lionel Messi disrespected the jersey, or is this thing completely being blown out of proportion? Now, both El Kun Agüero and Cesc Fabregas came out to the defense of Messi. They both tweeted back to Canelo Alvarez. They replied saying that these things happen all the time in locker rooms, that all jerseys end up on the floor. Not only the jerseys that the players receive from their opponents, but also their own jerseys that players usually take out their jerseys and throw them on the floor too. And eventually those jerseys are collected, washed, and then put away. So if that is the truth, and that's really what happens in the locker room, that it's even further evidence that this is completely silly, and it's being blown completely out of proportion. But like I said, I would like to hear from you. So please drop a comment down below after you watch the video, giving me your thoughts and opinions about what happened in the Argentina locker room after their victory against Mexico 2-0. Now, speaking of Messi, there have been a lot of reports yesterday, big reports confirming that Messi is very close to signing a deal with Inter Miami in the MLS. and that he supposedly will become the highest paid player in the history of the American League. And today, a new report came out from Sky Sports saying, confirmed that Lionel Messi will be staying in Europe until 2024. And just like all the previous reports before, when some were saying that Messi will be coming to Barcelona for sure, or Messi is not going to come to Barcelona for sure, I'm going to repeat the same exact thing. Don't pay attention to any of these reports. Messi has confirmed once, time and time again, that he will not be making any decisions until the end of the World Cup. And just like I'm telling you this right now, his entourage actually came out and said the same exact thing, that Messi right now is completely focused on the World Cup, that he's not thinking about what his next move is. So don't pay attention too much to these reports. We really don't know for sure what Messi's going to do, whether he's going to stay at PSG, whether he's going to go to the MLS, whether he's going to Barcelona, whether he's going to Manchester City, whatever it is. We don't know. Messi's not going to make a decision until after the World Cup. So I really wouldn't be paying too much attention to these reports. Now, the next news is that there have been more reports now confirming that Sergio Busquets could be leaving the club at the end of the season. Now, I spoke about this on yesterday's video, where it was reported that Xavi wants to sit down with Sergio Busquets and try to convince him to extend his contract past the summer of 2023, which is when Sergio Busquets' contract is going to expire. And as I told you in yesterday's video, Busquets seems to be, his mind seems to be made up that he wants to go to the MLS at the end of the season, that supposedly everything is in place, that he's already picked the home where he's going to live, he's already picked the schools where his kids are going to, and that the contract with the Inter Miami is mostly done. There only needs a few signatures, which of course, if Busquets is not going to be able to sign that contract until January, that's when he'll become eligible to sign a pre-agreement with any future clubs. And today, lo and behold, more sources have come forward confirming that Sergio Busquets will be leaving the club at the end of the season. So it looks like Xavi will not be getting his wish of having Sergio Busquets stay an extra season. And as I said in yesterday's video, I honestly think it would be a bad idea to keep Sergio Busquets an extra season. You know, he is the best pivot in the history of the club and probably one of the best pivots in the history of football. But it's time for him to leave. He's no longer playing at the same level as before, and age does catch up with all of us. So I think the best solution would be to give Sergio Busquets a big and a warm goodbye, just like we did with Gerard Piqué. Thank him for all the amazing years that he had at Barcelona and for all the wonderful moments that we had with him. But it's definitely, I believe, that it's time to move on and look for a new center midfielder so he can take the place of Sergio Busquets. Of course, he'll never be able to fill his shoes because no one will be, but it's definitely time to move on. And speaking of moving on, we'll move on to our next story, and it's that Joan Laporta has given a very interesting interview where he has given us a lot of headlines, but the most important ones is that he has confirmed Barcelona's financial troubles. Now, Joan Laporta said that right now Barcelona are under the 1-to-1 ratio rule, which means that for every euro that we gain from the exit of a player, we can use that entire euro to sign a new player. So if we sell a player for 100 million euros, we can use the 100 million euros to sign more players. Now, he did confirm, Joan Laporta, that in the summer, Barcelona will most likely be placed under the 1-to-4 ratio rule. That means that for every euro that we get from selling a player, we would only be able to use 25 cents of that euro. So if we sell a player for 100 million euros, we would only be able to use 25 million euros to sign a player. And of course, that would make things very difficult for Barcelona to sign players. We were previously under the 1-to-3 ratio rule, which made it very hard for Barcelona to sign players. And if we go to a 1-to-4 ratio rule, which is even worse, it would make it even more difficult. As Joan Laporta confirmed that Barcelona will most likely go under the 1-to-4 ratio rule, and therefore, if Barcelona are going to sign players and reinforce their squad, it has to be in this winter transfer market when Barcelona are still going to be under the 1-to-1 ratio rule. As Joan Laporta also added, saying that he believes that we have a very competitive squad and that he doesn't think that it needs much more work. So Joan Laporta is there kind of leaving the question whether Barcelona are going to sign players or not, because on one hand, he did say that if we are going to sign them, it has to be this winter. But on the other hand, he thinks that we do have a very competitive squad. So he's leaving. Joan Laporta is definitely leaving us with the doubt whether Barcelona are going to sign or not. In my opinion, Barcelona have to sign at least someone for the right back position. Bellerin has not been playing well. It's not convinced Xavi. He's not been starting either. Sergio Roberto has had a lot of injuries and will be leaving the club at the end of the summer, just like Bellerin. So that means that position is going to be empty. And if in the summer Barcelona are going to be placed under that strict 1-to-4 rule, it's going to make it even more difficult for Barcelona to sign a right back position. And what are we going to do then when both our current right backs are going to leave? What's going to happen? Are we going to have to play Alejandro Balde on the right back position forever? I don't think that would be fair because Alejandro Balde, even though he does really good on the right back position, he's definitely, a left back, and that's where he does best. The same with Kunde, the same with Ronald Araujo, who, yes, they do a good job on the right back position, but they are center defenders and they need to be playing in their natural positions. So Barcelona definitely need to look for at least someone for the right back position if they're going to sign someone this winter transfer market. Now, Joan Laporta also spoke about Ronald Araujo, and he said that Barcelona, did Ronald Araujo the favor of allowing him to travel to Qatar because they could have easily said no. So he hoped that Ronald Araujo would then keep his word to Barcelona and not play until he's fully recovered. And it's Joan Laporta's opinion that Ronald Araujo should not play the World Cup at all because he doesn't believe that Ronald Araujo will be recovering on time, not even for the knockout stages, the way Uruguay had initially promised Barcelona that Ronald Araujo will play at. So we're gonna have to see what's gonna happen there. I'm definitely of the opinion that Ronald Araujo should not play in the World Cup at all because again, you don't want to risk his future. He is pretty young. He has many years ahead of him. He has many more World Cups to play in, and he shouldn't risk those World Cups and the rest of his career just so he can play at this one. That is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, as I said in the beginning of the video, I'll be making these live every day until I go back home next week. But hopefully I did a good job in summarizing everything and you're still getting all your daily updates. If there's anything you would like to share about any of the news that I share with you, please leave a comment down below. Also, please hit the like button. It helps this channel in a big way. It prompts YouTube to recommend this video to other viewers. And also make sure you subscribe to the channel. Again, it's free to do. It takes a second to click that button, but it goes a long, long way in helping this small and humble channel continue to grow. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, peace, Barca.